Well, good evening, everyone. It is Tuesday, April 11th. It is 7 o'clock, and this is our regular meeting of Town Council. I'd like to welcome all those who are visiting or viewing online. Welcome as well to CAO Jeff Baker, Deputy Administrator Wendy McKinnon, Municipal Clerk Kim Casely, and welcome to all councillors who are present. And before we start, I want to acknowledge that the land upon which we gather is the unceded Mi'kmaq territory and is covered by the historic treaties of peace and friendship. We pay our respects to the Indigenous Mi'kmaq people who have occupied this island for over 12,000 years, past, present, and into the future. Council, the agenda before you tonight, we have a couple of additions and one deletion. 8.1.3 was going to be some information. We were hoping to have something coming forward on the Rural Growth Initiative, but that's probably going to be for the next council meeting. So we do want to add, we'll change 8.1.3 to reflect request for decision number 2023-19, which is the approval of a development permit for M&S Holdings. And 8.1.4 is a development permit for Moffitt's Incorporation in the business park. If there's no objection, I would entertain a motion to adopt that agenda with those corrections. So moved by Councillor Glant, seconded by Councillor Toombs. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. Are there any declarations of conflict of interest on any of the topics that we're bringing before us tonight? Hearing none, we'll move right along. There's no delegation, so we'll move right along to the minutes of the previous meetings. The first minutes are February the 27th, special council meeting we held on February the 27th. Are there any errors or omissions in the minutes of February the 27th? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adopt those minutes as circulated. So moved by Councillor Toombs, seconded by Deputy Mayor Spencer. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. Next is the regular meeting held on March the 13th. Those minutes are before you. Any errors or omissions in the minutes of March the 13th? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adopt those minutes as circulated. So moved by Councillor McRae, seconded by Councillor Doucette. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. And finally, the minutes of March the 27th, special meeting of Council. Any errors or omissions? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adopt those as circulated. So moved by Deputy Mayor Spencer, seconded by Councillor Doucette. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. Let's move right along to business arising out of the minutes. So is there any business arising out of the minutes of February the 27th special council meeting? Hearing none, we'll move along to the regular meeting of council on March the 13th. Any business arising out of those minutes? Hearing none, we'll move to the special council meeting on March the 27th. Any business arising out of those minutes? Hearing none, we'll move right along to reports. The first report is the Chief Administrative Officer's report. That report is before you. Any questions, Council, on the report for the Chief Administrative Officer of for March 2023? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adopt the report as circulated or as presented. So moved by Councillor McRae, seconded by Councillor Toombs. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. Next one is the Fire Department Statistical Report. That report is before you. Are there any questions on the report? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adopt that report as presented. So moved by Councillor McRae, seconded by Deputy Mayor Spencer. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. All right, we'll move right into the Police Department Statistical Report. That report is before you. Are there any questions on the Police Department Statistical Report? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adopt that report as presented. So moved by Councillor McRae, seconded by Councillor Doucette. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. The next report is the Development Permit Summary Report. That report is before you, Council. Any questions on the report? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adopt that report as presented. So moved by Councillor Toombs, seconded by Deputy Mayor Spencer. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. All right, we're now into the bills list for the town of Kensington. Those bills are before you. Are there any questions on the bills? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to receive and pay the bills in the amount of $302,986.50. So moved by Councillor Mann, seconded by Councillor Toombs. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. Now we're into the bills for the water and sewer utility. Those bills are before you. Any questions on the bills for the water and sewer utility? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to receive and pay the bills in the amount of $14,592.24. So moved by Councillor Mann, seconded by Deputy Mayor Spencer. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. We are now into the bills for capital projects. Those amount to $728,001.08. Any questions on the capital projects? Councillor Toombs.
For the first one, AGL contractor for the business park, is that the last?
You want to turn your mic on, please?
Oh, sorry. For the AGL general contractors for the business park, is that probably the last one for that, or?
Is that the whole back, or is it?
No, that's the
Yeah,
last
there's,
invoice.
that's the last invoice. The only thing that would be left would be the holdback,
Two holdbacks.
two holdbacks.
So that is the last progress claim invoice?
You-
That is the last progress claim invoice, and there's a 15% holdback, which we have the invoice for now, which is in the vicinity of about $800,000, and then there's a 5% holdback that we keep until, I believe, August, and we'll release that at that time, and that'll conclude the financial part of the project.
Okay. Any other questions, Council? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to receive and pay those bills in the amount of $728,001.08. So moved by Councillor Toombs, seconded by Deputy Mayor Spencer. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. The next report is the consolidated summary income statement to the end of February 2023. That information is before you, Council. Any questions? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to to adopt the report for summary income statement to the end of February 2023. So moved by Councillor Mann, seconded by Councillor Doucette. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. All right, next one is the Credit Union Center report. That report is before you. Any questions on the Credit Union Center report, Council? This is for February 2023. Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to receive and adopt that report. So moved by Councillor McCrae, seconded by Deputy Mayor Spencer, I believe, got the hand up. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. Next report is the Mayor's report, which is before you. That report is before you, and I just wanted to mention that Councillor Ivan Gallant and I attended a wake just this evening for Fred Laird. He's the former Deputy Mayor of Borden Carleton, and he passed away on the 5th, I think, wasn't it, Ivan? Was he mayor? I thought he was, oh, he was mayor too. He was deputy mayor when I knew him, so, former mayor. Anyway, he was, we attended that week today, this evening. Are there any questions on the mayor's report as presented? Any clarification needed? Councillor McCrae, how did you get along judging the Heritage Fair?
It was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough. They were pretty cute, but I had to take the cuteness out of it.
Yeah.
But no, I enjoyed it. It was
Yeah.
it was a great experience. Thank you.
Well, thank you for doing that. I know I've done them as well, and when you stepped in, I thought, great, perfect. All right, if there's no questions on the mayor's report, I would entertain a motion to receive and adopt that report as presented. So moved by Councillor McCray, seconded by Deputy Mayor Spencer. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. Next is the Federation of Prince Edward Island Municipalities report. Councillor Mann.
Oh, thank you, Your Worship. At our last meeting, we talked about membership dues, so there's going to be no increase in the dues. Population might change a bit, but there's going to be no increase in the due amounts anyway. We approved our budget for the upcoming year. We had discussion on the provincial election. We nominated our president to the FCM board, and we had some discussion on the overpayment of tax credits.
Any success on that?
We were writing a stern letter to the province, but saying thank you.
Saying thank you for...
saying that's a down payment on our new funding arrangement. So.
Oh, right.
And that's and don't forget AGM coming April 24th. That's a Monday. And
All right.
that's it.
All right, thank you. Any questions of Councillor Mann? Councillor Glant.
I don't have any, thank you, Your Worship. I don't have any questions, just a comment in regarding the Federation. I sit on the board as past president, and I don't know how many people from around the table or how many councillors from around the table are attending the annual meeting, but it's a good opportunity to, I'm hoping to be there this year. I put my name in to go down. Good opportunity. They normally have most, if not all, cabinet and the premier there, so it gives you a good opportunity to get their ear, and if you want to talk to them about any issues in regarding what you just talked about, Councillor Mann. So I encourage anybody, if they haven't already registered, if they're able to go to it. And as chair of the nominating committee, there is several seats that are going to be open that we're going to have to pick as a board after the annual meeting, because we weren't able to get enough people to put their names forward from various councils. I did contact some other other councils, and of course it has to go to their council first to have the name put forward as a nominated person. And in some cases it was their meetings, such as the Malpeque CIC, only hold their meeting. I think they only hold a council meeting once every 3 months. So they
Could be, yeah.
I did talk to Mayor Brown about it, and hopefully we'll get, it'd be nice to see someone from Malpeque sit on the Federation board. So if anybody knows of any the councillors in Malpeque and you can get their ear, mention to them how important it would be, and it'd be nice to have someone from that board put their name forward for the executive to pick after the annual meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there many many spots open, Councillor Glant?
I'd have to go back and look, but there is, yeah, I think there's maybe three or four, like it's all rural. So, yeah, I think West Prince, maybe one, two for sure down east.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 for sure, maybe 4, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Any other questions, Council? Hearing none, then we'll receive that report as presented. The Kensington Area Chamber of Commerce, Councillor McCray, do you have anything to report from the Kensington Area Chamber of Commerce?
Thank you, Your Worship. Just a reminder of casino night on Thursday of this week at New London Community Complex. And I think it starts at 7?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
That's the night they honor their president. So if you haven't, I think Mrs. McKinnon has been, you've sent out an email looking for people to respond if they're able to go, so we can get our tickets booked. I don't know when they need to know by, probably soon. Probably last Friday, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
So everybody is,
No, nobody has responded to me.
you got me down.
Yeah.
I know Jeff and I, yeah.
But I mean council.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, are there any councillors here that are able to attend? Are you going, Councillor McCray?
Yeah, I'll try. Yeah.
All right. Anybody else? This is a good chance to get your names on the list right now. That's a Thursday night, next Thursday. This Thursday, yeah. Oh, this Thursday, that's right.
Like 2 nights.
We can probably get you, if they're full up and can't take you, we'll,
Figured it.
they're not full up yet? They're not full up. We're getting the word from the sidelines that they still have spaces, so it's nice to support and where the town is the main executive sponsor for this too, so it'd be nice to have a good representation from council there.
You going along, Bonnie, or?
Did you say Councillor Mann will go?
I had to make sure that I had no more hockey.
Yeah.
Just yourself?
What's that?
Just yourself?
Yes.
You want to take your
Your
good
spouse,
wife?
I mean.
Your spouse?
I didn't know we could.
Yeah, we've been doing that.
Yeah, she's out.
Okay. And are you taking John, Councillor McRae?
No.
Okay. All right. If you let Wendy know by, Mrs. McKinnon know, pardon me. Sorry about that.
I'll let you know tomorrow.
Yeah. Let her know by
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Just email me in the morning,
Yeah.
I'll wait till noon time to send it up.
55, is that everything, Councillor McRae? 55-plus games update. Is there anything new on that, Deputy?
Sorry, Your Worship. I haven't heard any update. I asked Ms. Pickering if there was anything new and haven't heard back.
Okay.
I know the
I
plan,
think the last you had said, I think it was going to be April or
it was going to be
May before
mid-April
they-
when they had the first meeting, so it's probably very soon.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Councillor Glant?
I met Susan Dazell this afternoon
Yeah.
at the wake and had a chat with her, and she tells me that they have a meeting this Thursday with the town of Kensington, so I don't know. She said she has a meeting with the committee on Thursday
In the town of Kensington?
for the 55-plus games.
Oh.
That's what she was telling me, so I just assumed that there's
Oh,
a meeting
unless-
coming up.
Unless they're meeting with the chairs and co-chair. They may be, you're not aware of it at this stage,
I wasn't made aware of that yet, no.
okay? And that's sometimes.
But
as,
that was the
Councillor
plan,
Glant
was-
is where those meetings come together pretty fast.
Yeah, the plan was to meet in mid-April, so I'm not surprised that would be, but yeah, they haven't known.
Okay. The Heart of PEI, I have nothing new to report on that one. I wasn't able to attend the last meeting, but at this stage of the game, I'm not aware of anything new coming forward. They're still working on trying to get some funding and for some new projects, but at this stage of the game, I'm not aware of anything new to report, so we'll move right along to new business, if everybody's okay with that. First item is request for decision number 2023-17, which is the donation to the PEI 2023 Career Ride and Meetup sponsorship. That information is before you. Any clarification needed, council? It was discussed in committee of council. If there's no discussion, does anybody want to read into the record the resolution? Go ahead, Deputy.
I move that Kensington Town Council sponsor the PEI 2023 Queer Ride and Meetup at the destination sponsor level in the amount of $360.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Toombs. Any discussion, council? Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, council. All right, we'll move right along into request for decision number 2023-18, which is the 2023 Kensington Intermediate Senior High School Relay for Life donation. We discussed that in committee, and there was a discussion to donate $1,000 to that. Is there any clarification needed, council? If not, who wants to read into the record the resolution? Councillor Toombs, go right ahead.
At Kensington Town Council.
Yes, thank you.
That Kensington Town Council provide a platinum level donation for the 2023 Kensington Intermediate Senior High School Relay for Life in the amount of $1,000.
Thank you, Councillor Toombs. Seconded by Councillor Glant. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, council. All right, we'll move into the new request for decision 2023 is it 19?
It is 19.
It is 19, which is the M&S Rentals, Inc. development application, which is at the end of Brookins Drive. Any questions, council, on that information that is before you? The request for decision number 2023-19. Everybody understand what that is? That's M&S Rentals is the development which we approved the subdivision of in the February meeting? Right. And this has come forward. it's been coming forward, and I think everything is pretty well done now. Any questions, council? Any clarification? Hearing none, who wants to read into the record the resolution? Thank you, Councillor Mann. What? No, it's not very long, but you can have it. Put your mic on, though.
Well, thank you, Your Worship. Well, my screen just
Find
changed
it?
its size. When you scroll down, it's
Oh,
changed.
Yes, exactly.
Be it resolved that Town Council approve the development permit application submitted by M&S Rentals Incorporated for the construction of 3 6-unit residential buildings on PID number 77271, located at the southern end of Brookins Drives, subject to compliance with all relevant federal, provincial, and municipal legislation and regulations, including approval of an entranceway permit by the Province of Prince Edward Island Department of Transportation and Infrastructure Renewal.
Thank you, Councillor Mann. Do we have a seconder for that resolution? Second by Councillor Doucette. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. All right, we'll move now into request for decision number 2023-20, which is the development permit application for Robert Moffett Construction, which will be the first building to go up in our new business park. The information is all before you, and I know you got this at the last minute today, so if you need a moment to take a look and review it, by all means, please do so. Anybody want more time to review it? Show your hand. You got it all? Got a chance to review it all? All right, who wants to read into the record that resolution? Go ahead, Councillor Glant.
Thank you. Be it resolved, the Town Council approved the development permit application submitted by Rob Moffett Construction for the construction of a cabinet manufacturing shop located at 16 Dara Drive, lot number 21-26, subject to submission of a drainage plan in compliance with all relative federal, provincial, and municipal legislation and regulations, including approval of an entranceway permit by the province of PEI, Department of Transportation and Infrastructure Renewal.
Thank you. Do we have a seconder for that resolution? Seconded by Councillor Toombs. And that's a subject, the only thing that's outstanding at this stage is the drainage plan, which we don't have, but before the permit will actually be issued, they'll have a drainage plan. Any questions, Council? Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. All right, we're into other matters, and one of the items that's we haven't heard back from everyone on Recognition Night, which is taking place a week from yesterday, and that's at the Murray Center. This is recognition of the firefighters. I'm not sure. I think we got all the answers before we started the meeting. We're done. So, sorry. My apologies. Moving right along. The chamber, we've got the answer to that for President's Night. One of the other things I wanted to mention is that on April the 23rd to the 29th is recognized nationally as the National Organ and Tissue Donation Awareness Week, and I'm going to proclaim that as a National Organ and Tissue Donation Awareness Week in Kensington, and that proclamation will be probably put it on social media, and we'll send it out to the organ and tissue donation PEI as well. So I'm letting everybody know on that. And the Federation, as Councillor Mann mentioned, and Councillor Gallant as well, is coming up on April the 24th. So if you can let Mrs. McKinnon know whether you're able to attend, that would be greatly appreciated. Those are the only items that I had. Are there any other matters that Council have? Deputy Mayor Spencer?
Just wanted to mention, I did get a text from Ms. Pickering here about 5 minutes ago confirming that Thursday they are having their first meeting.
Perfect. Great. So we'll have lots of news to report at the next council meeting. Good. Any other items, other matters? Councillor Land.
It's not really a matter. I just like to bring it up regarding the recent high school hockey tournaments they had held in Kensington here. I haven't seen that many people around the rink for children or young people's events for a long while, and it goes to show how important school sports are for one thing. And having said that, I know it's a long shot, but it would be awful nice to see high school hockey back on up and going again across this province. I think it certainly brings a great spirit to the schools. It brings spirit to all the communities involved. And when you look and see the number of people that have attended those games over the 3 or 4 days, and there was some other rinks involved as well. And I think it just goes to show how important the high school hockey was and could be again. So I'd just like to recognize that, and I'm wondering if it would be even worth sending a letter off to the Minister of Education or the Premier's office, just encouraging them to look at high school hockey again, and maybe we could take a leadership as council and do that, because I think it would be great for, I know, our community and all communities if they could ever pull it off and have it up and running in both male and female.
Yeah, we can certainly do that. We can send a letter off to the Minister of Education as soon as we know who the new Minister of Education is, or if it could be the same one. All right, thank you. And it was a crowded event down there. There were times when finding a place to park. There were 13 schools. As I mentioned in my report, there were 13 schools. And I do have some correspondence that I wanted to share with you just come in over the weekend as well, that I'll read that into the record from the principal of the school. And we do thank the principal, who's on sabbatical right now, Donald Mulligan, for pulling this all together. There were 25 games played, I believe it was, and 20 of them were played in Kensington. 4 were played in Pownell and 1 in Slammin Park, I believe it was. So it was quite an event. It's a fundraiser. They've been doing that as a fundraiser for Kensington, or for Kish, to provide sports equipment. All right, thank you. The correspondence is before you. The first item of correspondence is a thank you to the Credit Union Center from the Kensington Skating Club to Robert, Graham, and Trevor. It's nice to hear them. I know we have lots of concerns and complaints at times from on things that we can make better at the Credit Union Center, and we're certainly doing everything we can to do that. But it's nice to hear back from people who use it about the I guess the support they get from our staff. So they want to thank us for another wonderful year at the Kensington Rink. We greatly appreciate all you do for us. We want you to know all the extras you do for our club do not go unnoticed. So it's nice to get response from them on that. The other item is just a notification on the Federation PEI Municipalities meeting, which we already talked about. And there is one other thank you this is from Michelle Moore on the high school hockey, and I just came in on the weekend. And this is addressed to Graham and to Trevor. I'd like to read this into the record. First, I'd like to say thank you very much for all your work during the high school and tournament. It was a huge success. So many parents and coaches had nothing but praise for their experience. I have never taken part in the high school tournament and was blown away by the crowds that attend and the school spirit each of the teams came with. And Councillor Glant already mentioned that about the crowds. I've not been to the Kensington Rink for many years, and I was pleased to see that you have an accessible spot for people with wheelchairs. My nephew plays for the Vipers. Our family is planning to attend the game tonight. Our son is in a wheelchair. I was wondering if you have many people in the wheelchairs who attend those games, and how many we might have to arrive for Aiden to be able to have a spot to be able to watch the game. And Graham did reply, told her what time the puck drop was, what time they should be there, and I think they were able to sit there and watch the hockey and enjoy it immensely. This was under correspondence, I think, as well. There's one other piece of correspondence, Council, that I gave a copy to you all. It was on your desk, and this is from the Kensington Most Plumbing and Heating Vipers. As everybody's aware, they won the tournament, so now they get to go to, I think it's Liverpool, Nova Scotia, and they are looking to they're paying most of the expenses themselves. They figure it's going to cost about $20,000 for them to go down there. And they're asking the town to cover one meal for the team at a cost of $600, and in exchange, they'll have a team picture in front of the restaurant and put it on Twitter and Facebook pages and thanking the town for their support. Council, that information is before you. What is your wish? Councillor Glant.
Thank you, Your Worship. I know the Vipers have won, and they will be representing Kensington at the Don Johnson Cup, which has been going, and actually it was started back here in 1983. I think the very first Don Johnson Cup. I was here at the time working at the arena and part of the committee that hosted that very first one, and it's certainly a big event for junior B teams that represent their community. However, I feel that both the Vipers and the Granites, which are a senior team privately owned, basically by Pat, that they would have did very well at the door over the past couple of weeks or 3 weeks or a month. And we do sponsor those teams with sweater sponsors and that sort of thing, and they do have their own dressing room at the arena, and I think some of us have seen what kind of condition that was left in, and so I don't know. I think it's, we already supported them with sweater sponsors, and none of their gate came back to the rink during these games or during the playoff games, and they had very good crowds. So I'm not sure if we should be using taxpayers' dollars to support a sponsorship when they do go away for the Don Johnson Cup, due to the fact that they would have did very well at the door, I'm sure, during their playoffs.
Thank you, Councillor Glant. Any other comments, Council? Deputy Mayors?
Thank you, Your Worship. I understand the concern, and my own thinking, though, is that they are representing the town when they're there, and I would have no problem making a motion to support the request. I don't think it's a very large request at all.
Any other comment? Councillor Doucette?
Yeah, thanks, Your Worship. Yes, I agree with both Councillor Glant and Councillor, oh my goodness, forgetting your name. Sorry,
Deputy Mayor Spencer, yeah.
Unreal.
You're too
Anyway,
close to him.
but the thing that I have to say, though, like I do agree with Councillor Glant, like I said, but I think with them being from the town, I think we do have to approve this. And I mean, the gate and all that, the percentage with the rink, I think that's something we just look into addressing next year and look forward, into the future somewhere there.
Any other comments, Council? Councillor Glant?
Thank you. I just wanted to get it out there. I just wanted to get it out there and get some feedback from council. I made those comments just so we would open it up for the future when it comes to the gate down there. I think I've had some discussion both with the mayor and Jeff on this in the past, and I think it's something we really got to look into in the future. And as we know, the rink did lose some money this year, and there's been great crowds there over the last month or so for both teams operated by Pat, and they are operated as a business and privately operated. They're not community teams when it comes to funds coming back to the arena like some other arenas. So I just wanted to get that out there on the floor for all councillors to remember that we should and hopefully will look at some different policies for next year when it comes to sponsoring teams and having the rink get their fair share of revenue, because I know other rinks do, and some of them get all of it, and I don't expect to get all of it, but I think we certainly need to look at getting something at the door other than our ice time in the future for these big games. So just wanted to make sure everyone was aware of that.
All right. Thank you. I think the thing to keep in mind, too, is this sponsorship is coming from the town of Kensington, not the Credit Union Center. So this is, sometimes it's hard to separate yourself from the two, but this town of Kensington is supporting, basically buying a meal for the team for one night, and we'll get some recognition for it. Any other comments, Council? Did you want to make a motion there, Deputy Mayor Spencer?
I would move that Kensington Town Council make a donation to the Kensington Vipers and their trip to the Don Johnson Cup of $600.
Thank you. Do we have a seconder? Oh, yeah, do you want to put your mic on and then we'll read it again? People at home might not have heard it.
I'm sorry, Your Worship.
We heard it, but they may not have.
I would make a motion that Kensington Town Council make a donation to the Kensington Vipers to support their trip to the Don Johnson Cup in Nova Scotia at the amount of $600.
Thank you. Do we have a seconder for that resolution? Seconded by Councillor Doucette. Any further discussion, Council? Hearing none, all those in favor? All those, motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. I think if there's no other correspondence. All right, then that is all the correspondence this evening. We do have one item to be discussed under 1191E of the Municipal Government Act, which we must go into in camera. So I would entertain a motion to go into in camera for an item under 1191E under the Municipal Government Act. So moved by Councillor McCray, seconded by Deputy Mayor Spencer. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Just before you turn that off there, I would just thank you to all those who are listening, and we'll say